Welcome into the Brooks Bench with your host, Brooke, aka Shiggy, and my co-host, Megan.
What's up?
If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, follow us on all social media at the Brooks Bench, and join our Discord, link in the description. Now, you guys are here for the semifinal preview. We'll also be going over our reaction to the end of season awards that have been released so far, and a little small recap on our thoughts of round one. So let's get into it. First, let's just go over the award announcements, because I don't think we're too shocked by any of the awards so far. Rookie of
hmm
the Year, Paige. Most Improved, Veronica Burton. Coach of the Year, Natalie Nakase. And then Defensive Player of the Year, Asia Wilson and Alana Smith. Before we get into the because I know it's stirred up a lot of controversy, um, Valkyrie take home 2 awards. Not surprised. Well deserved.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Natalie received 58 of the votes. Smesko had 15. And then they threw in 2 votes for Becky and Cheryl. That was
hmm
funny. But I mean, what Nakase did this season, what the Valkyries did this season, has just been so impressive.
Yeah,
We have to give it up to them. We love
for
to see
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Megan, do you have a couple of words for your Valks?
I mean, they had a great year. I mean, I just feel like they might go down in history as one of the best expansion teams. I know we have a lot of expansion
Yeah,
teams to come, but I mean, they set the bar high. So,
yeah. I mean, could you imagine being a new expansion team coming in?
yeah,
Like,
that's
shaking in your
tough to live up
boots.
to. Yeah.
Shaking in your boots. Paige, Rookie of the Year, she got 70 votes. Citron had 2. Someone was like, we knew it wasn't going to be unanimous because I don't believe Caitlin Clark's was unanimous either.
Mm,
Um, it's kind of interesting when people like when they give you the vote breakdown of like people's
hmm
thoughts, and then you see those. I know we had talked about Citron, and I'm not like saying for this category. I'm saying for like other categories where it's like you see votes for like random like one, and it's like interesting. Why are
hmm
you so far? Like sometimes I think it's petty. You know how like Asia got the fourth place vote?
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm just like, you just didn't want to vote for the top contenders. You just wanted to be a little
yeah.
bit petty,
Just
right?
wanted to be different, you know?
Yeah. So going over to Defensive Player of the Year, first time ever there's been a which is crazy because the vote breakdown, I wish I had it. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, what are the odds it came down to them tying at 29 votes apiece?
hmm
Because, okay, here it is. So Asia and Alana, 29 votes, right? And then Gabby Williams, 9, Alyssa Thomas, 3, Nafisa Collier, 2. So it's like, you can't really plan that. Like, it's just random, like, that they got the right? Um, Someone was saying that, you know how the MVP is broken down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they
Yeah,
vote, they rank them.
yeah.
Someone was saying that, Defensive Player of the Year should be done like that. Um, Also, not, to avoid the tie, but also to show other people and what they've done defensively throughout the year.
hmm
I mean, what are you thinking about that?
Yeah, yeah, the voting's a little weird. It is weird that they wouldn't do all the categories all the same like that with the one, two, three, four.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I mean, what can you do, right? It's not like it was just a decision like, yeah, we're gonna split this vote.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
random, like everyone votes and then
Yeah,
they tally it up and that's
and
what
it
it
is what it
is.
is. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess where I'm coming from is I'm just wondering how the 29 that voted for Alana Smith, like what their mindsets were on. Because, I mean, if we're really looking at stats and like, I mean, even if you look at the teams, because you're like, oh, well, Vegas was losing all those games in the beginning, but look at the whole season.
hmm
So it just, to me, it didn't really compare as much as everyone's talking about. I don't know.
When I was reading the ESPN article for their decision on voting for
hmm
Atlanta is well, obviously Minnesota is the best ranked defensive team.
Yeah, but
You
this is
have
an individual award.
No, I get that. But I'm saying they're saying that when Nafisa
Yeah.
left, she stepped up defensively for their team. And
hmm
I think one of the lines was she's not going to show up on the in the stats, but what she offers is more valuable. And we've talked about that with just regular like I want to say I forgot who we usually mention, but it's like she does things that help the team. I don't know what player it was. That's not going to show up in the stat book, but it's valuable. And I think that's their argument for Atlanta Smith.
Well, like then AT has gotten snubbed so many times because
You
she's
don't have to convince me.
valuable.
You don't have to convince me. Okay.
And it
I
doesn't show
understand.
up in the stats like it does for Asia and Nafisa.
Not, no, I mean, but Alyssa Thomas stats show up. I mean,
I
come on, yeah.
know. I'm
But
just
I mean,
saying. I get it.
yeah, so I'm curious to see how MVP shakes out. There's probably not going to be a tie. The way they break it down, with the rankings,
Hmm.
point system and all that, it's probably won't end in a tie. But now I'm more curious. A lot of people are speculating because Asia got co-defensive player of the year. Nafisa's probably going to get MVP. I
Mm.
still think that's crazy. I mean, I had Asia winning defensive player of the year and MVP in our predictions. I'm still gonna stick by that, but you guys know how it shakes out every year. MVP is so I feel like it's political and favorites and just is too much. It's too much.
Hmm.
Um, and then lastly, the MVP finalists, which I thought this when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is WNBA first team. I was like, oh, okay. And then someone in our Discord was like, oh, so this is basically the first team. And I said, what do you mean, duh? And they said MVP finalists. They've never done that, right? I've
Not
never
that I'm
seen them
aware
have
of.
an MVP finalist
But I
list.
mean, because if you have a MVP finalist, that means that you already have those scores. You know the rank. You know who the
Yeah.
MVP is.
So the finalists are Asia Wilson, Nafisa Collier, Alyssa Thomas, Kelsey Mitchell, and Alicia Gray, which is basically all WNBA first team. This is going to be the
Yeah.
first team. Sneak peek, basically.
Hmm.
Um, not shocked of the finalists. I don't know what W's trying to do. I think we all nailed this one down. Like these
Hmm.
are the names that have been circling. We already talked about who I thought MVP would be. Meg, with the votes that have come out, I mean, so far, have you changed your mind on MVP?
No, I still think Asia had, I mean, a crazy year.
Yeah, it
Just
is.
look at where they're at now.
Definitely. Okay, with that said, let's get into round one recap. It's going to be something light, something short in regards to our reactions to round one. We'll start off first, the Lynx and Valks. Meg, it's okay. You got swept. You
Yeah,
almost forced a game three. It was a
we did.
valiant effort. That
Yeah.
second game, that first game, yikes. That second game, valiant effort.
Hmm.
It was popping in Bahala Jr. because we can't
Yeah.
call out Bahala. I wish Brooke was here because Brooke got to sit courtside in the second half of the game. She was stoked. She FaceTimed us. It was awesome. But I mean, just tell us about this series, babe.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew game one was going to be tough. We just finished playing them regular season at home, struggled,
Yeah.
we had to stay in Minnesota, and then play again at their home. So we already knew that was going to be a tough game. I didn't think it was going to be as tough as that. I would have loved if Tiffany Hayes was able to come back,
I
but unfortunately
know.
she wasn't able to.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
Um, but yeah, game two, I think in our other video, I mentioned how I was unsure how the SAP arena was going to play out.
Hmm.
But man, I heard how loud it was. We couldn't
Hmm.
make the game, but like it was popping.
Yeah.
And so yeah, no wonder they had that lead. And it is disappointing. I mean, I really feel like they had that game.
Hmm.
But that just is credit to a good team, a
Yeah.
good team that, despite being down like pretty much the whole game, going
Yeah.
towards the end of the third and being able to go on runs to get back in that game, it just speaks to the volume of how good the Lynx are. And I don't think that has anything to do with the Valks. Like the Valks is a brand new team. They're growing, they're learning, and they're going to come back strong. But you can't Lynx number one team this year for a
Yeah.
reason. So,
And I mentioned this every time we went to go see Minnesota versus the Valks.
mhm.
I was like, don't get your hopes up. Minnesota, yeah, what's the when they talk about running, where you stay on their hip, the runner is behind the first place guy and they stay on their hip and
Yeah.
then at the end they get him in the end. That's
Hmm.
Minnesota. Minnesota will be someone was like Minnesota plays with their food and then at the end just devours them, right?
Yeah.
So that is Minnesota, especially against the Valkyries. The
Hmm.
hope for the Valkyries, especially in the regular season, was like, oh, we're hanging with Minnesota. And at the end, it's like, oh, okay, well, that was fun.
Yeah.
They kept us in the game.
Yeah.
Um, but great season by the Valks. We talked about it talked about it already. Minnesota advances. Minnesota will play Phoenix, which we'll talk about, which we'll preview. But the next game I really want to talk about, the Aces versus Storm. Talk
Hmm.
about the most stressful game I've watched in a while. I think I said, or did you say? No, you said a different game. No, you said this game was gonna
Hmm.
be down
The
to the wire.
closest. Yeah.
The first game, Aces handled business, and I was like, wow, that prediction is not looking
Hmm.
great. And then
Right.
Seattle came and just punched the Aces right in the face in game two. And then game three, Aces. You
Hmm.
stressed heart palpitations.
Talk about close game, right? At least called one.
Close game. Oh my God, we should all be kissing Jackie Young's feet right now.
Hmm.
We should carry her to every game. We should just, she should be in one of those things, when everyone
Hmm.
holds it and you sit in the thing. Like
Yeah.
that put back, jumped
Yeah.
over NECA, Gabby Williams. Was it Ezzy? It was Ezzy, right? Jumped,
Uh,
or was it Dominique?
I think it might have been Dominique. They
Well,
had
whoever it
Dominique.
was,
Yeah.
I don't care. She timed it perfectly
Yeah.
and oh my God, this is beautiful. Then the Aces decided to shut the lights out. Maggie made a good point. I feel like the clock on the screen was different from the shot clock in the arena. And it
Yeah. Yeah.
looked like at first they
As soon as
turned
the
the
shot went
lights
up,
off
it's like,
mid-shot. I was like, that's illegal. We're about to lose now. But Meg, just tell me a little bit about your reactions to this game.
I mean, okay, so game one was shocking. I didn't know that Aces were going to come out and punch like they did on Seattle. I thought it would be a lot,
Yeah.
closer, but game two was more the script that I envisioned this whole series going, coming down to like the last seconds, which
Yeah.
which I think game two and game three did do.
Yep.
Um, so, but again, Aces are on a run. They're on the tear. So like I said, I think they're going all the way to the championship. But respect to Seattle and their rookie Dominique. She's going to be
Oh
so
my
great.
God, so
I
good.
mean, the fact that, in the game three, the one that's on the line, they trusted her to come in and guard Asia. And
She did great.
I'm not even gonna front. Like I thought she was doing a great job.
Yeah.
Asia's dominant, but like she was doing a
She
great
made it
job.
difficult. She made it
Yes.
difficult.
So I mean, I just high hopes for her. I think if they can build around her even more, like that's gonna be Dominique's team to come. So shout out to them. It was a good series. I know
Very
Brooke
good.
had Brooke sweating over there.
Oh my God. I was stressed out. Like, especially in the
Yeah,
last couple seconds. Erica Wheeler, bro, just putting
yeah.
the team on her back. That's
Hey, I
crazy.
mean, but talk about no. I feel like we haven't even talked about that. But Erica's game, her confidence. I mean, she plays in
She
Seattle
looked
with so much
good.
confidence. I
She
mean,
looked so good.
I felt like she had a certain like demeanor swag about her in Indiana, but maybe didn't do too much with that swag. But in Seattle, she's backing it up. I mean, for
Yeah,
her to
she looked
be
good.
confident to take those shots towards the end of the because Skylar missed that layup. I was like, ooh,
Oh my
that
God,
would have been a game changer right there. I think Seattle would have
bro.
won, honestly.
Yeah, I know. That
But then,
stressed me out.
she did lock down on D, and then Erica came back and hit that shot with confidence. I'm like, okay, Erica, all right. And
Yeah,
Seattle loves her, so
yeah. I will say, I think there's going to be a shakeup in Seattle, depending on the
yeah.
new CBA. I don't know if Noelle Quinn comes back.
Hmm.
A lot of first round exits, a lot of, and I think they missed playoffs one year in her tenure. I don't
Mm,
know, too talented of a roster not to make it past the first round. Obviously, you had to play the Las Vegas Aces most of those first rounds. So, I get it. Maybe they gave her lenience on that. But just a great series. I do have concerns about Vegas's defense. That is very concerning. But on to the next round. Fever versus Dream. Yika Doodle. I told you this was going to end not how everyone expected. I'm pretty sure I said I don't know about this matchup. I
mhm.
literally said Fever could do it. They are scrappy. They care so much when they play. They're so passionate, and that's what
Yeah,
makes them dangerous. Kind of like the Bouks,
yeah,
especially just that passion, the will to win, and that happened in this series. This this game three really made me upset. Like
yeah,
Indiana deserved to win this game. They won the game, especially in the last couple of seconds. The shot
mhm.
selection by Ryan Howard, that three, I think messed it all up when she
Yeah,
missed it. And then Aaliyah Boston hits what the that layup with 7.4 seconds left. And then they had Ryan Howard take out the ball twice, had trouble doing it two times, turns it over, and it's a wrap. And the
yeah.
passion from Indiana, and this was at Atlanta.
Mhm.
I don't know. It lacked passion from Atlanta for me, and I think that was their ultimate downfall. You could
Yeah.
just it felt like Indiana was home. I had to keep checking. I was like, what? Where are we at?
That was another thing. The crowd did not seem into game three. Oh my gosh. Like we're like, hello, why is not the crowd wasn't even all on their feet.
It was
So
just
I don't know. But I think down the stretch, in my opinion, that was bad game like I don't know. It was bad coaching for in my sense. And I'll tell you why. Ryan Howard shoots that three, bad shot
that was
choice,
bad.
and then they struggle on D and let them score, right?
Yeah.
So they're down. They're down three, right? Or no, down two to tie, three to win. And you have Ryan Howard taking the ball out, and it almost is 5 seconds because they can't get the ball in. You call a timeout. In my opinion, why is Ryan Howard even taking the ball out? One, she just struggled to get the ball in. Someone else needs to take the ball. And at this point, you're subbing in Pow Pow, which means there's a chance
One
you
of
guys are
three.
going to try to just go for the win. And you still have Ryan Howard. I mean, yes, she took that three and it was off, but like she's still one of the better 3-point shooters. I would have had Pow Pow, her, and Alicia trying to get open to then take that shot
Mm-hmm.
and have someone else take the ball out. So that
Mm-hmm.
was just confusing. And then when they were even doing the screens to get open,
It looked
it was
lazy.
so yes, like
Yeah.
it was like, what are y'all doing?
It
Like
didn't look good. I don't know if it was a
no,
play call or what, but it didn't look good. It didn't look like
yeah,
good
they
play.
didn't even feel confident in it, and
Yeah.
so it felt like they had already lost.
And I want to like preface the Ryan Howard three that I say we thought it was a bad shot. I understand she was open, but it was early in the shot clock. Like we're running down the like I
Yeah.
don't know, and the way it just didn't feel
Well, they
right. That
were up.
shot
I
didn't
think
feel
they were
right.
up two.
Yes,
So it's just like
I think they
you're
up
up
two.
two. The point is
Yeah,
you would want to burn
yes,
clock
that's what
and
it
then
was.
get a late shot clock
Yeah,
score. And
yeah.
instead it
It
wasn't.
was
It was
very fast.
yeah. And so
Yeah,
I don't know. And then it was a scrappy game. I know Brianna
Bridge.
and
Yeah,
yeah, they were getting into it. But shout out to Mitchell. I mean, I feel like if
man, Kelsey
anyone's
Mitchell.
carrying this team, it's her. We talk about it every year. I mean, Caitlin Clark, don't get me wrong, great player, but this is still and forever Kelsey Mitchell's team. She does it for them. And she does it with like such calmness. Like I just
Hmm.
never see her like I mean, yeah, she gets worked up here and there, but not like to the degree of like, oh my gosh, she's nervous. I never see the nerves on her.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of slack for that one. Um,
Hey, I'm just
uh,
saying they gotta. I mean, I know. I asked Caitlin herself. She got respect for Kelsey. She knows
yeah, Kelsey Mitchell's
Kelsey's holding
good.
it. I mean, she's holding it down with Caitlin out.
Definitely. Okay, last little preview of round one, Liberty versus Mercury. Man. Ooh, this was yikes. Liberty won in OT in the first game. Phoenix dominated the Liberty in the second game. And in the third game, at home, Phoenix closed it out. And I will say, Stewie and Sabrina showed out. And Stewie had the sprained MCL. That first of all, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, girl, don't play. That's scary. I don't want to do that. Risk further injury, right?
Uh-huh.
But she balled out, Sabrina balled out, and then no one else decided to help on Liberty. Brondello barely went to her bench at all. I
Yeah,
think Kennedy Burke had the most minutes from the bench, and I want to say she was what, three people deep on the bench, maybe.
that's the
Interesting, right? Because the
yeah.
whole season she was using the depth, but this, ooh, it was weird. But Phoenix showed out. Pretty sure. What they had 4 or 5 people in double digits.
Uh-huh.
Satu balled out. Alyssa Thomas triple double, right? And I think Satu had a double double. Who had the double double? Are you on it right now?
Let me see. Hold on.
But Phoenix just looks really good. They're just scrapping it out.
AT
Um,
had a triple double
yep.
and Satu had a double double.
Double double, yeah. And it does come down to that. When we see Satu struggle, I feel like, Alyssa Thomas is their consistent. So
Yeah.
we're not really worried about Alyssa Thomas. But when Satu or Collier Copper balls out, woo, Phoenix. And I mean, Alyssa Thomas said it. No one's seen them fully healthy. And I feel like they're grooving. Our concerns with the Liberty were, are they gelled enough to make a playoff push? They were not. I am kind of shocked. First round exit, but we did say that Liberty would have the hardest path to the final. I mean,
Mm.
Phoenix does too, but I'm saying like when they dropped From second to like fifth, fourth, fifth, they were teetering there. We're like, oh, they messed up. That's going to be difficult. What are your thoughts on this, Meg?
Man, I don't know. I feel like she gave up on Misamin. I know Misamin game one
Real, the
struggled.
Olympian.
I mean, but it
Yeah,
happens sometimes. You're playing a team and you got to, and it's playoffs. So,
yeah,
yes, you played this team during regular season, but like, it's always at a different level.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I feel like the game one, she was off. But like, looking at game three and how much John Quill was struggling,
John Quayle, bro.
I
Oh
just
my
can't
God.
believe she didn't want to go to Misamin more. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know, hot take, but I think they're going to move away from Jonquil.
That's crazy. That's a very hot take. That's crazy.
I just see it. I see it.
Hey, you know what though? To support your argument, did you see the video?
Yeah.
The John
When
Quayle
she
video?
didn't get the foul and then she didn't even care to
And then
like
she threw a
tear
fit
out.
on the floor, and then
Yeah,
Sabrina and
Sabrina.
Brianna were like, "Hey, get it together," and she literally ripped away from them.
Yeah.
Okay, is that where your statements are coming from?
I mean, that has to do with it, but like I don't know. I mean, it's just like I know how valuable Jonquil is
Yeah,
to
if
the
she's
team
on,
because
they're probably
when she's
winning.
on, they win. When
Yeah.
she's off, it's horrible. But like the vibes, like I don't know. It's just like it's not there. It's starting to be more often that it, she's not with them and like not gelling, like
Mm.
and not getting
Well,
it
she was
done.
hurt.
Yeah, and she was hurt, and then when there were times where she was back and playing, and Stewie was out, but it's I don't know. And then
Yeah.
Lisa Min not even getting like much look, and Burke I thought was doing good, and she started getting minutes on stretch, but it's just like I don't know. You got to move away from John. John Cole was off. She just was off, and she was frustrated early. Like
And you know it's
she couldn't hop out that frustration.
and you saying the Mieseman thing, Mieseman came back to the W to try and
Yeah,
compete for a championship and was
yeah.
probably said you will get playing time, and then the playoffs came and or game three came and it was like that's
And I think
interesting.
the game one had to do with it because she struggled a lot in game one. Game two
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
you know, but that was kind of a whole team loss there in game two.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
game three, for you to not even,
No one helped
um,
but outside of Stewie and
let
Brianna.
me see her minutes. She
She
got
had like 9.
9 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
she had 4 shot attempts, but
How can you get rhythm in 9 minutes? What do you want her to do?
yeah,
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, Liberty first round exits, the champs no longer. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a battle. With that said, let's get into the semifinal preview.
Yep.
We'll start with the Aces versus Indiana. They are first up on Sunday. Best of 5 series. Number 2, Las Vegas Aces versus number 6, Indiana Fever. They'll be playing at 3 p.m. Eastern Time at Vegas. Um, man, the regular season Fever won the series 2-1. I'm not gonna lie. That's when the Aces were doing bad. The
Hmm.
Fever faced the Aces when the Aces were like, oh wow, they're not making the playoffs. You know, like when we were all
Yeah,
like, oh, what the heck is this, right?
yeah.
Um, it's going to be definitely a different series compared to the regular season. Um, Indiana has beaten Vegas at home. We can't forget about that. But do you think they can still steal a game at home? Because it's going to go 2 at Vegas, 2 at Indiana, and then 1 back at Vegas.
Well, I will say when Aces and Fever played each other,
Hmm.
Fever was working with more players. They had Ari
True.
McDonald,
True.
Cunningham,
Hmm.
Colson, people that could really contribute,
True.
which they don't have that full depth
Yeah.
anymore. I know Odyssey Sims is coming and being very big, especially on the defensive end. She's bringing that energy that we
Hmm.
always see in her.
Hmm.
Um, but no, I mean, I think having a Kelsey Mitchell, they're going to get at least a game out of this. I
Hmm.
don't think it will be a sweep, especially it's going to be hard to play in Indiana. I do think that their crowd gets pretty loud, but I
Hmm.
think Las Vegas, just the talent alone. I think Jewel is getting into a little bit of a rhythm, and Jackie and Asia are just playing. Like
Hmm.
Jackie is playing
Oh my God.
basketball. like
Jackie
like
Young.
she definitely has turned it up to another level. I think Chelsea has more. I don't think she's flipped the switch yet.
Mhm. I
I
know. We
expect I
haven't seen
expect
it
to see
yet.
more in this
Yeah.
series, Chelsea, if you're listening.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I think Aces still run away with this.
Okay. I mean, how important is it for Vegas to win the two at home to set the tone for this series? How important is it?
Yeah, it's crucial. It's definitely crucial. I mean, it's nothing like playing at home. Your crowd's backing you up. It just boosts your energy. So they have to win at home. They have to
Yeah,
because it's going to be hard to
to win
play
in
in Indiana.
Indiana.
Hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's always like, what's the word? Like when you lose at home one of those games, it's always like kind of like, oh, that
Hmm.
wasn't supposed to happen. Like that's like, oh, we gotta figure this out because now you're going. Like, Indiana's a hard. I think they're a hard place to play,
Hmm.
obviously. So yeah, winning those two games at home, crucial,
Hmm.
crucial. Obviously, like you had pointed out, Indiana doesn't have the players they had during the regular season when they faced the Aces. Um, how do the Fever keep pace with Las Vegas?
They have to hit. They have to come out making shots,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, all the way down to like Lexi Hall. Like, she's been hitting I mean, in the Atlanta series, they would be,
Oh my God, that shot, that 3-point shot.
yeah,
Oh,
like they'll
yeah.
need a
Forgot to talk
momentum
about that.
changer, and she'll hit a three, and it
Yes.
was at the right time,
Lit.
and they're
Yes.
gonna need that. They're gonna need that. They're gonna need Kelsey on, like in this the starting five, and we've said that from the beginning when we had the preview of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
All five have to be dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so the only thing is Aces worked their bench in a lot against Seattle, I felt.
Mm-hmm.
Cheyenne got some minutes, KB, Dana Evans. So they're going to need them to continue to step up
Yeah.
to give good minutes for Aces. But yeah, it's going to be a good 5-on-5 ball game.
Yes. I would agree with you there. I
Yeah.
mean, you mentioning that, what does it come down to? The backcourt matchup or the front court matchup?
Um, I think, oh man, it's tough because, yeah. I
It's
feel
like,
like I feel
mm-hmm.
like the I feel like it's gonna come to the that's tough. That's tough. I'm trying
Because
to
it's going to
think
be,
because
Asia
hmm
versus Aaliyah Boston.
yeah.
And then it's going to be, I mean, whoever's guarding Kelsey Mitchell, probably Jackie Young.
I feel like it does come down to the guards because
Interesting.
let's be real. I mean, Nalissa and Asia against basically Aaliyah and Natasha Howard. But then on the guard side, like you need Jewel Lloyd and you need Chelsea to show up,
Mm-hmm.
because then
Okay.
they're going to be competing against Sims and Lexi Hall, and that's where the difference is going to come through.
Okay. Okay. I feel like it always comes down, like your stars are going to perform, but it's
Yeah,
like who else is going to step up to
yeah,
help you win that game?
yeah.
And like you said, we haven't really seen to play off Chelsea too much. Like,
Hmm.
back when we were like, all right, Chelsea, turn it on. Just
Yeah.
wrap this series up for us. Maybe we'll see it. But with that said, Meg, where do you see who wins this series and in how many games?
I will say because of Indiana, the crowd, the how they got it done against the Dream, I think it goes to game four and Aces win at home.
Girl, Aces win at home in game five. It goes to Vegas, to Indiana, one Vegas.
Ooh, so then Aces, so dang, so yeah, so I think Aces get it done the second time at Indiana. So still game four,
So still
but
game
but
four.
it's in Indiana. I didn't realize. I thought it goes Vegas, Vegas, Indiana, Vegas.
Oh no, girl, that's 4 games. There's 5 games in the semifinals.
Well, no, I mean I know the fifth, but I
Oh,
just
oh,
thought
oh.
it alternated then after that, like
Oh no, no,
it would
no.
go Vegas, Indiana. But okay.
I'm having trouble with this game just because when we were watching the Atlanta game, Atlanta, I don't think you could compare to Vegas. Vegas, beat Atlanta, and Vegas has more experience than Atlanta in
Hmm.
the postseason.
Hmm.
I want to go Aces in four, but I will not be surprised if Indiana pushes this to a game five. Like
Hmm.
I won't be shocked. The Aces defense does really concern me. I think that's the weakest part. I don't know, because in crunch time against Seattle, I feel like they couldn't even get a stop. Like
Hmm.
obviously, like the Dominique Malonga, like being there is hard, definitely on the on rebounding, but I don't know. I think it's going to be, I do agree with you. I think game four, Aces win, but I will not be surprised if Indiana pushes us to a game five.
Hmm.
Okay, last matchup, semifinal preview, Minnesota Lynx versus Phoenix Mercury, played on Sunday at Target Center. Um, in the regular season, they both split 2-2. And I want to say, did they face them without Nafisa? I don't think they did.
Let's see.
But mainly all the games were close. Each
Mhm.
one on the road. And I'm this one's gonna be an interesting matchup. I don't know. Phoenix is playing passionate. I love a passionate team. Like there's something about you could be skilled, but I mean we that's a theme, I feel like, especially when we're talking about Indiana. The grit, the will to win just pushes you over the edge a little bit. You know, when I'm thinking about like teams, like if you ever played a team sport, if you're on the team that's gritty and willing to do whatever it takes to win, it doesn't matter. I mean, talent matters, right? But
Mhm.
it pushes you over the top a little bit. And with the split in the regular series, Meg, and Phoenix beating the defending champs, the Liberty. I mean, does this bring a new sense of confidence to Phoenix that they can still win at home against Minnesota?
Well, I'll say this. I just went back and looked at the previous matchups,
Hmm.
and every time that they played each other, Phoenix was never at
Fully
their
healthy.
full at their full three.
Ooh-wee!
It was either AT
Ooh-wee!
and supporting cast by
This is gonna
herself,
be good. Yeah.
or Satu and
Oh my
supporting cast by herself.
gosh. This is gonna be a good game.
And Phoenix was fully like Nafisa played and everything,
Oh,
fully healthy.
okay.
I'll take that back. I don't know about fully healthy, but
Oh,
definitely played.
okay.
But I will say that yeah, this will be the first time that both teams play each other at
Fully.
full strength.
Okay.
And Phoenix in those matchups was able to pull one out, not at full strength. I think this is going to be a great matchup. This is like you know how they do game of the week. This is series of the of the playoff round.
Yeah.
This is one that if you tune into any of the matchups, you got to tune into this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I got to go with Phoenix too. I gotta.
Man, you just disregarded
I
my
know.
question.
What was your question? I'm sorry.
I said, does Phoenix, with their newfound confidence and beating, the New York Liberty, I mean, do they still win at home in the first two games at
I
Minnesota?
think it's going to be more than that. I feel like they're going to win it all. But yeah, no, and
Okay.
that means that they would have to still win in Minnesota. So yeah,
Interesting. Okay. Um, I will say though, you're saying all this. Phoenix is full strength, yada 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 yada. Do they have enough depth to keep up with Minnesota's depth?
that is a concern because if any
Yeah.
team has the most depth, it would be the Lynx. But I just think back at like matchups where, and I mean, I know what everyone's going to come at me because they're going to say like your comment, like Minnesota plays with teams. They like
Uh-huh.
to have to fight back and all the blah 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 blah. But I just feel like if they try to play with their food and with Minnesota, I mean with
Phoenix.
Phoenix,
Yeah.
they're not gonna win. But
Yeah.
the three for Phoenix has to be on. They have to be
Yes.
gelling. They have to be on, and they have to get that support from um uh what's her name?
Whitcomb, Sammy.
Whitcomb. For some
And the
reason, I
thing
wanted to say
is,
Whitmore.
oh, and the thing
Whitcomb.
is we saw Satu shoot real bad. What was that? The first or second
Yeah.
game of the
hmm
New York
We
series?
can't have that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be on. And against
hmm
Minnesota, you have to be, hitting on all cylinders. I'm curious to see both squads full strength and
Yeah.
going at it. Um, this is going to be a fun series. This is gonna
This
this is
series
gonna
is
be
one
real
that I see
fun.
going all five, like all
Yeah,
games. Yeah.
I would have to agree with you. I mean, I mean, I feel like you're gonna say, okay, what ancillary players show up outside of Nafisa Collier, outside of Alyssa Thomas? I know you to mention Saw too, but who else needs to step up in this game for either team to win?
I mean, for like Phoenix, it's gonna have to be like Bonner, like I said, would come. Like them hitting the threes are game changers.
Hmm.
Because you got Satu, Alyssa, and Collier Copper that all can get to the basket. So you're gonna need that outside force to be able to hit
Hmm.
threes, keep up with people like Caleb McBride hitting three.
Hmm.
So I think that's what is gonna be needed from Phoenix. And then on Minnesota, Courtney had a bad game. I think it was what, game one?
Hmm.
She
I don't know.
like didn't score the whole, like she
What?
ended up with like 9 points or 10 points or
Oh.
something.
Uh-huh.
Against even though they pulled away like they did against the Valkyries, but she
Yeah.
actually had a horrible
Oh,
game.
six
Like,
points.
yeah, something like that. I know she didn't even break 10 double
Hmm.
figures, but like the Lynx can afford that because we know
Hmm.
how big of a part that Courtney plays.
Hmm.
So her, Kayla, they have to be on, and there are times where they're not,
Hmm.
and it's all on Nafisa and like Alana Smith and stuff to get it done. So
I want to throw out there Natisha Hyman if she's been on a tear.
yeah,
I think if
but
she
I feel like
continues,
she's been pretty consistent
but
lately.
I'm
So
saying like if she continues
yeah,
to keep that up, I mean the bench depth I think is gonna it's gonna
yeah,
come down to bench depth.
yeah,
Because say someone's in foul trouble, I mean who does Phoenix have to come off the bench? Minnesota,
yeah,
we've seen their depth. I mean, we
yeah.
saw Phoenix's depth early in the season, but are they game changers enough to go up against Minnesota's depth?
Yeah,
I
I
think
know,
that's
and
where
and
it's
they
gonna
have
be.
Dejanay who got to play in this last
Yeah.
series, and she's back, and we know how much of a defensive threat she is, and she brings an energy about her. But yeah,
Yeah.
they Minnesota is going to be tough for Phoenix. Yes,
Yeah. So with that said, Meg, what is the prediction for this series?
you know, I don't know what I predicted ahead of this, but I'm gonna
Change your
I
prediction.
just got to go with Mercury.
That's
Yeah,
crazy. In
I think
five?
when I'm watching, to be realistic with the world, I'm gonna be cheering for Mercury.
Okay, but in 5 games?
Yeah, five.
I think it also goes five, but obviously I have Minnesota winning this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have Minnesota Vegas final. I still think it's gonna be like that.
Mhm.
Um, I haven't decided my winner. You guys can wait until we do the champ preview. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys' support. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here. We'll be previewing and recapping each round of the WNBA playoffs. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Peace.